All right, guys, what's going on? I don't want to waste too much of your time, so I'll do a quick announcement shout out. So basically, first of all, we're going to be covering Aaron Doughty. Please respect the channel, him, and all he does. He does great work. So the original video, if I forget, roast me in the comments for forgetting, okay? Somebody reminded me the last time I did this. Now, I'm going to be adding a lot of my own flavor to this as somebody who's been coaching some people for the past 4.5, 5 years. So there's going to be a lot of extra stuff. And one-on-one coaching isn't necessarily just going away, but it's going to be very different. So I'm going to be doing it in a mastermind format. The mastermind is going to be full of stuff. So basically, if you're a guy watching this and you're just tired of being in the same spot in life year after year, the mastermind's for you. That's going to weed out people that don't want to commit, right? That's what I want to do as a coach. I've been coaching people for a long time, and I'll pour. Here's the thing about me. I will go the extra mile and 10 for you if you're committed, just like my mentor did for me, right? I got myself to a point where I don't have to work anymore. I'm with a great woman, and I'm getting better and better at getting I'm not perfect, not even near, right? And I'm getting better at controlling my emotions, getting better at delivering, doing what I love to do, right? And I'm only 32, right? So, and I'm working on it. I'm going through and doing more and learning more. So I want to give that to a smaller group of committed people. And that's why I see the reason why I understand why coaches charge what they do. My mastermind is going to be, because I'm building it out right now, and I've been adding more and more shit to it. That's why I've only been uploading like once a week or so right now, but it's going to be full of great information for you. I don't want to pitch too long, but that's what it is. Okay. So first we work on letting go. Okay. We work on getting your emotional center in place, because when that is good, then you can go back out into the dating world. You can go back out into the world in general, make more money, dating and relationships, your job, right? You're going to be a more attractive individual on an energetic level. When we work on your energy, that is when big changes happen. That's why I love covering Aaron Doughty, because he talks about this. But I'm going to add my own flavor to it, of course, with the trusty iPad. Okay. So where is it? Here. So we're going to be, doodling here, and I'll be obviously editing out as much as I can. I've been getting, better at the editing process, but basically, that's what we're going to be doing. Okay. Sorry for taking 3 minutes to explain, but if you're still here, thank you. And let's go forward. If you're interested in joining my mastermind, I'm going to have an application. I'm figuring out how to do like applications and stuff. I've never done it before. There's gonna be an application form in the description box. Also join the email list. Okay. That will also be in the description box. I'm working that too. Growing the email list, and
the number one biggest power move you can make is to actually walk away. When you walk away, you signify and signal value out, and that is extremely attractive to other people. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why walking away is the biggest power move you can make. I'm going to show you what not to do and why the opposite of that ends up pushing them away. And also, I'm going to show you the mistakes to avoid when doing this, because when done correctly, not only will you feel safe within yourself, you feel like you don't need anyone else to come around, and you'll maintain your power, and that changes everything as a reflection. Now,
okay, right there. That is exactly what I helped my students do over the past, I'd say the last 2 years, because letting go is something new, it was a new concept when I turned 30. I remember turning 30, and I was like, what is this? Like I felt like I stumbled across a new quarter to my life, if that makes any sense, right? So if you have quarter one of business, which is like 0 to 25, as soon as I turned 30, and again, I know it's 5 years off, I guess, from quarter two, 25 to 50, but it felt like I learned something that I should have been born with, information I should have known as a kid. Because when we go from 7, right, so from birth to 7 years old, our brain waves are in theta or something like that. Okay, you look it up. Okay, I could be wrong which one it is. I don't remember which ones do what, but I think it's theta. And the reason why is that's why kids are able to learn languages and stuff like that really fast and pick up on instruments really fast. And they're incredibly intuitive. It's amazing. And the best way to get yourself back into theta is like meditation and sort of, it's that state you're in just before you fall asleep. And a lot of people, you know, getting in that state can help you learn. It can help you, but you're also like, it's kind of like you're tired too. So I've been working on this. So I'm going to be having more content. And again, the mastermind is about this. And what I might do in the future for you guys is I want to have a free group. Now, the last time I did a free group, it's strange because you have a bunch of brokenhearted people in a group, and then they have like, you know, and this is when red pill was exploding. And so you'd have red pill people that were like, just do this. And they're like telling you that women are trash and whatever. Right. Then you have blue pill guys who are just like, you got such massive, opinions. Right. So I want to have a free group where it's just about learning. Okay. Red pill has its definite upsides. Okay. But what I see a lot of red pill guys do, and in that community, the mana swamp, I guess you want to call it, that's what Rich calls it, is they tell you these truths, which there are definite truths to how women are, right? Maintaining your frame as a man, like these things, right? And then, but the problem I see a lot of guys doing in this space is they stay here. Okay. Look, if you stay here and you're looking down on women, right? And you're forgetting the fact that there are good women out there. And I see a lot of pessimistic red pill guys. And it's like they only had one girlfriend or two girlfriends and they fucked up and they don't realize the attraction that they, you know, they don't understand how they did attraction wrong or right or whatever, right? They don't understand what they did wrong, and they found red pill and never really, and then they started digesting the content, and then they never really got back out there, right? And started dating that way. And here's a little bit of proof for you. One of my students, okay, did this where he went down the red pill path. He upgraded his life. He went from like, let's say a 3 or 4 out of 10 in terms of where he would define himself to an 8 out of 10. Okay. So he definitely increased his life. I'm not shitting on that. But the problem is when he got into his next relationship, he didn't know how to connect with that girl anymore. So the problem, and you know who you are. If you're watching my shit, you know, hit me up. You know, I'm not going to say your name, of course, right? I like to keep things strictly confidential. It's what got to stay professional up in this bitch, right? As I drop swears. So, and I said, okay, look, so when you understand this, right? Let's say the left is the blue pill, right? BP, right is red pill. I promise we'll get back to the Aaron Doughty thing in a minute. I just want to nail this point. So most of the guys are far too blue pill. They, friend zone, they believe everything a woman says. Women are master manipulators. They know how to turn on their tears. Okay. They know how to do all that shit. And, if you don't believe me, I will show you a video. Manipulators is what you're dealing with here. Okay. That's why I love red pill in a way. Okay. And I look at it, it's hard to dissociate yourself from the people that make the content on it and the actual idea. How I look at it is the truth. Okay. The truth about the way shit is. There are red pill ideas about food. You've been lied to by your government about fucking food. I have a whole video that I found about that. And that's some scary shit because these people they're telling you food industries make billions of dollars. Okay. And they're trying to tell you they don't want to lose money. Okay. People fasting, that makes food industry. Look at how fat people are between the 60s and 70s. Like look at beach photos, go on Google and look at beach photos from the 50s, 60s, 70s. And now it's atrocious. So when you go down the red pill path, you get further and further down here. But what happens is guys end up right here and you're not connecting. Okay. You're too fucking red pill. You're too raw over here. All right. Women will not, they'll want attention from you and you're going to see it as that instead of actually bonding with your partner and actually a giving, right? Relationships are about giving back and forth, okay? So this is the magic place that you want to be. And it's not that you're more blue pill, but you just understand what she's doing and you're just giving it to her anyway, because that is a relationship. You'll get called narcissist when you're too far over here and shit like that, okay? So, so look, that is the magic place you want to be. What we did with my students in the past is we went through the letting go process and got back out there into the world. And that was attractive energy. Attractive energy is all about focusing on what makes your life and you obviously more attractive, but in what ways, right? So of course, like I said, like most of you guys do this in your head, write this on a piece of paper. You can even put it in the comments if you want to. Out of 10, okay, 10 being the best, where would you rate yourself in your potential? Are you exercising your potential to 10? 10 would being, you're at the exact place you want to be in your life. There's a little exercise that I want you guys to do. Okay, it's called the perfect. It's weird looking at the screen and not here. The perfect day exercise. Okay, I know this is sloppy as fuck, but whatever. The perfect day exercise. Okay, now the perfect day exercise is what would your life look like from the beginning. So from when you wake up to when you go to bed. I know if the video is a little laggy, like you looking at me, it's a little laggy. I'm probably gonna get a camera and just hook it right up to the computer because I'm using Wi-Fi signals to do this right now. What would your life look like? So for example, most guys want freedom, right? They want to wake up when they want. Okay, so freedom. Now, when I achieved freedom, that is when my happiness meter went from, let's say, like, a 3 out of 10. It went all the way up to a 10. Because I was able to dictate where my life was going even better. I didn't need to show up for a 6-hour shift where some people get to tell you what to do with your time. And if you're not selling how they want you to sell, you get written up, all that bullshit. Freedom. This took all the pressure off of me. Okay, the things I was pissed off about, angry about, if you guys remember the chart of emotions, the things I was angry about was being controlled. And this was my personal battle. Some of you guys don't care about that and you guys just want money or you want to be able to travel, but everything for me led back to freedom, to being able to choose, okay? So what would the perfect day be for you, okay? So how much money are you making every single month? Most people don't need more than 15K. Okay, I talk about this a lot. Even 10K. Most bills you have are like what? Like rent, okay? Rent, car, all that. I won't even write it out. Rent, car, insurance, phone, internet, food, all that shit, right? All the necessities. And the quality of those is gonna be different based off of how much money you make. So for me, I shop at local farms now. I'm on a carnivore diet again. I got off of it and got back on it. I'm on a carnivore diet again. I order meat from the farms. There's like a website that does it. And right now I got bison steaks. Okay, I've never tried bison before. I've never had bison before. I got bison burgers, bison ground bison. I almost said bison ground beef. And I have bone broth right here. Okay, this is from Soup Bones. Now, that's a little blurry. There we go. And that. I had to add salt to that because I did it too long. See, this is the thing about life. When you get to a courageous place on this scale of consciousness, okay, when you get to a place of courage, you will try things. And the rest of the people, it's almost like when people, they're sports, right? Okay, look at all the people on the field and all the people in the stands. All the people in the stands have this opinion, right? They think that this player sucks, that player sucks. Meanwhile, the person saying that wouldn't last 2 seconds on the fucking field. Okay. And so what I mean is when you try things, there are going to be people that are below you in the scale of consciousness, operating out of fear, grief, apathy, pride, right? That are going to try telling you what to do. You shouldn't do that diet. It's bad for you. It's this for you. It's that for you. And there's so many people making content about it. Doctors making content about it, that it's actually not that bad for you. So again, is it food company propaganda? Right? Because if you keep eating chips and carbs and all that shit, you're feeding some of these companies. Okay. Now, some of those companies might have their money inside the meat industry as well. But again, I digress. That's a whole thing that you guys can look up and get more educated on, as I do, because I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know everything about it, because I don't. But I know what carnivore diet helps me feel like. I feel excellent when I'm on it. Energy is fucking smooth. Okay, perfectly smooth. I don't have cravings. Like, it takes about 3 days for my cravings to go away. That's what I want you guys to do. Try the perfect day exercise. So what does your life look like from when you wake up? So from 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. the next day. Okay, or 11:59. Okay, what does your life look like? Now, part of that's going to be sleeping, right? But what does your life look like? And put that on your wall. Because when you put that on your wall, you're going to go, okay, I need to focus on how to get my life like that. Okay, because what you think can occur. It can happen. You just need to learn the right skills and then stack your skills. Okay, stack them like this, right? So let's say you know copywriting, and then say you want to do a copywriting agency. So you can do a freelancing thing, or you can do an agency or whatever. You can stack your skills together. So then you could learn how to do cold email, and then you could learn how to do a YouTube channel for inbound, right? It goes from there. All right. So anyway, let's go back to Aaron.
This reminds me of a experience in my own life where I used to do the opposite of this. What I would do is I would be in a relationship with somebody, and especially I remember this in the first relationship I was ever in, where I would choose someone sometimes that also wasn't entirely choosing me. And what I would then do is, if they would pull back at all, I would then think there was something wrong with me, and I would try to change that, and I would try to control the situation.
Okay, that's gold right there too. Jesus Christ. I know you guys are tired of me, but look, the amount of students that I've seen do this, where they're like, first of all, they choose women that are not the best fit. Okay. So when I'm doing business, I'm not looking for just anybody. That's why I went from the exact opposite. I went from one end of the spectrum to the other. I went from, I'll take coaching calls from anyone, to I'm jacking up my price because I'm literally changing people's lives. Within the first year, my goal is to teach people who join the mastermind I'm going to teach you, this is my goal, right? How to cover the fee that you paid and then some by the end of the year, and then carrying on to the next year. You pay again. It's a yearly thing. Let's say you got yourself to 5,000 or 10,000, right? So you're now going to know a skill that pays you 10K, 15K, 25, 30, 35 as you grow your business. Okay. That's what I want to teach you. And in 3 years, you're going to look at the initial investments, because it'll be 3 years in, and you're going to go, dude, you're going to go in the red like once. It's a lot, but once. And then you're going to have a fucking like thriving business. Then you don't even have to quit your job. You can do it when you come home. So when you're with someone, right? So many people go through breakups and they're like, oh man, and you can tell that they're desperate to be in a relationship because, and again, that's coming from a place of lack and fear, right? So fear. Okay. If someone's not choosing you, your automatic and default position should be to walk, right? Not wake or walk. Walk away. Okay. But what do people do? They chase, they pursue, which makes them look even more needy, even more worthless. And it makes you feel worthless truly, because you're operating from here and you're like, oh shit, I suck. And then you realize, and you drop down into apathy. Okay. So they're operating from a place of fear. And then because they're operating out of fear and they're chasing somebody who doesn't want them, right? They'll drop down to shame because they feel crappy about the decisions that they made, chasing somebody who clearly, like, in your gut, you know the answer. You know that you should back off. You know that you should walk away. You know that you should chill out, okay? And let them come to you and get to a place of courage. This is the ultimate goal, and where you want to get back to is courage, okay? Because when you're in courage, you're going to face the world with and look forward with the feeling of like excitement, right? You're going to be excited. See, determination, hustle, competition, right? And then you're going to feel like these, even though like, yes, you're encouraged, it's green, you're going to bounce back and up and down between these instead of orange. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. And that's the point. And choosing somebody who doesn't want you, right, is just going to drive down your vibration, because they're going to see, they're operating from a place of courage, neutrality. Okay. They got to a place where they're like, you know what, this relationship's not working for me. There's a complete power shift here. When you're operating from a place of power, so she wants to leave the relationship, she doesn't want to be with you anymore, so you're gonna chase her and want to lock that kind of energy down, and all they're gonna want to do is put space in between you. When someone is attracted to you, they want to be close. Okay. And then not attracted, actually, let's use a nastier word, because fuck it. Okay. When someone's repulsed by you, they want distance. So when they're attracted to you, they want to be close to you. When they're repulsed, they want distance. They want to be away from you. Now, again, repulse is a nasty word, but when you're doing things that turn them off, that's repulsion. That's the magnetic energy that I'm talking about. They're going to feel something's off. That's why women they don't really ever explain it. Sometimes they can, sometimes they know, but they'll say, I don't know what it is about him. I don't know what it is. I just don't feel I don't feel the same, or I don't feel XYZ, right? Insert excuse here. But the thing is, what they're feeling is one of these two. Okay. They're either feeling that or they're feeling that. If you do more right than wrong, then you're going to have a pretty steady relationship. Right. But what always causes a breakup is too much of this. Too much repulsive action. Okay. So guys get jealous. It's insecurity, complacency, right? These things that I've talked about in the past. When there's too much of that going on, there's way too much of that. It takes away from this feeling and adds more to this feeling. And what will happen is the scales will begin to tilt, and then you have this, right? So ours, whoops, that's eraser. R is up here. Attracted is up here, right? Or down there. So you have to keep it, again, you want it leaning this way. You want it leaning the other way, right? So A here, R here. Okay. So when people are attracted to you, and again, she'll be up your ass when it's like this. She'll text you all the time. She'll literally be like, again, fellas, look back into the past and go, when you were happiest in your relationship, look at her behavior. She was all over you, texting you, calling you, wanting to be around you. That's what feminine energy is. And this is what a lot of the red pill guys that don't really talk about. They talk about feminine energy and masculine energy, they do. But they talk about women in a specific way, and instead of telling you how women are, and it's good to know that, then what I don't see enough is, this is how you should now act, right? When you want to have a relationship with a woman like this, right? And you just see, okay, stay away from this, right? Okay, now that's what I love about red pill. Stay away from this, learn this. That's great. But now what do you do? Because guys, you're not going to stop dating. Like fucking be real. You're not going to stop dating unless you go MGTOW, and you go MGTOW on your own for a specific reason. Maybe it's government. Maybe you just, it's a choice. If you're MGTOW, fine, that's cool. That's great. A lot of guys are not going to give up on women. They want to continue to date women. So now the idea is to go after higher quality women. But here's the issue. The issue is you're going after a high quality woman, and you're down here. You're down in the orange. You learned all of this shit, but you're still down here. You're still pissed off, right? A lot of guys that are red pill are angry. They're angry. They got pulled through the divorce machine. I understand. You went through the divorce machine. You lost your kids. You lost your house. That's worst case scenario, right? She took all your shit. I'd be angry too. Fuck, man. I don't blame them. I don't blame these guys. But a lot of these, not a lot, some of these guys are hopping online telling you to stay away from marriage, which is your choice. My stance is you should be educated on what you're doing, okay? Because if you're going to take that risk is definitely there. And again, I'm not saying that they're wrong, because they're completely right. A woman could take all your shit from you, but you should make the educated decision. And they're all barking at you, telling you exactly what to do. Okay? Some people still believe in marriage. Some people still believe in that. So again, my stance is educate, let them choose. Okay. And if they don't want to get married, that's completely fine. Find a woman, who doesn't give a shit about that. Okay. But women, again, the higher quality you are, when you're up here, right, you got a business, you're making money, they want to lock you down because they want to make sure that they have security. The risk is never zero for marriage. Okay. I'm in a great relationship. She could divorce me, right? She might do it. I don't know. But I know that I'm operating from a place of this, and I know most of the population isn't. So my competition, right? Again, there are better looking guys for sure than me, for sure, 100%. But I know a lot of people in this world are operating out of this. So competition is low. So her finding, again, she could date somebody that's better looking and go down that road. But when the relationship part hits, right, and there's an exchange of value between each other, a lot of people are not operating from these higher levels. Okay. Now, am I perfect? Fuck no. Okay. I'm definitely not, but I'm aiming to be, and she always loved me for that. She loved my potential. Okay. And women will date you and they'll look at you. They'll scan your energy, I guess, straight up Vegeta style. You know what I mean? And they'll be like, okay, you know what? This guy's got potential. She can sense it. It's almost an intuition, a feeling. You have to live up to your potential. That's why I asked you guys, are you 6 out of 10? Are you 4 out of 10? Are you 8 out of 10? Whenever I ask guys this question and they call me, okay, they always say 6, 4, 7. 7's the highest number I ever got. 7's the highest number I ever got. But a lot of guys will stay in those numbers. I had a guy say 2 once. The point is, some of these guys are still down here. You learn the right information, but you're not operating from here. You're operating from here. Okay, and they need to go together. So that's why that guy that I did a call with, I said, look, just give her, like, she needs some attention from you. She needs something from you. And all you have to do is keep that in check. That's all it is. And live up to your potential, which makes you happy as an individual man anyway. When you're living up to your potential, you have a great job that they respect you, you respect them, or you have a business. I like business, of course. I'm biased towards that. If you have a great business, you have a great relation. Again, you're going to be up here. Like attracts like. That's why the women, it's hard. That's why a lot of these guys that you find online don't find high quality women, because they're still operating from here. Okay, they're angry, pissed off, whatever. Some of them are fine. I'm sure some of them are in relationships. I think AMS is in a relationship. Rich Cooper in a relationship, right? I may be wrong, but AMS. I thought I heard that, but I don't want to spew bullshit. Okay, fact check it for me. So let's get back to Aaron. So that's the idea, right? All right, let's go.
And by being overly alert to what they wanted, to what they needed, by reaching out to them, it would then actually push them away and have the opposite effect. But in the first relationship I ever had, I learned the power of walking away, and it had the opposite effect of what I actually thought. So what happened was, this was one of my first relationships after, from 7 to 15, I had no freedom at all, wasn't allowed to date, wasn't allowed to go to school dances or anything like that, had a controlling ex-stepmom in my life. My dad divorced her when I was 15 years old. All of a sudden, I have all this freedom. At about 17, that was when I had my first girlfriend. And it was a relationship where it was like I wasn't fully being chosen, and I was okay with that. I was staying in the relationship. I remember at one point, there was this school dance, and instead of us going to the school dance together, she went with an ex-boyfriend, and a lot of her friends and other people were like, that's so messed up. I didn't even think it was that. I was just like, oh, well, that's just, I'm not worthy, or something like that.
Oof. That's tough. That's tough. And I've seen that. Okay. So I literally had a student not long ago join. I'm not going to say when, but not long ago. And they were in this situation. They felt they were chosen even a little, so they held on to what they had. Okay. So it's just like a little piece, right? So if we're going to draw that out, okay, if someone loves you, just roll with this. If someone loves you, right, they love you fully, okay, and they're going to give you their full attention, right? That you're going to get all of it, right? When a normal, healthy relationship will get all of this, right? But when somebody doesn't love you and chooses only, they don't love you fully. They're not fully invested. You're just kind of like a placeholder. They're only going to give you like a little part, right? Now you get a little bit of attention, right? Again, this is what I love about Red Pill, because they teach you this shit. Okay. So you're going to get little bits of the pie. You're like, okay, I'll take that. Okay, I'll take that. And you accept this. This is accepted. You accept this behavior. And then what's she going to do? Or he, for any ladies watching, I coach mostly men, but you continue to accept this. So you continue to date them, and they know that they can get away with it. So they continue to do it, and they make it even worse. Right. And then you form an attachment to that, and it's awful.
And it was a dynamic where I felt like, once again, there's something wrong with me. And what ended up happening through this is it was mainly because at that time, from 7 to 15, I wasn't allowed to have friends. I didn't have as much social, emotional maturity, and I didn't have many friends at the time. That was one of the reasons I think that relationship was so meaningful, is because I literally had no other friends or no other friend group for the most part. What ended up happening is, as her and I weren't really working out and we were like not together anymore after a period of time, I started making new friends. I started to expand my social circle. Then what happened is there was another girl that I was interested in that actually liked me. What ended up happening, ironically enough, is as I was moving into that, as I completely let go and I walked away from the situation because I started to understand my own sense of self-worth. And also at the time, I then would hear from other girls in high school and stuff, that they were attracted to my brother and I, because we were actually then allowed to actually have our own look. We grew out our hair. We were able to dress the way that we wanted, because from 7 to 15, like, it was very strict. We had to shave our head. It was like military almost. I started to realize, I'm actually worthy. Or not only am I worthy just because of the external stuff, but I started to feel more worthy within myself. I remember that as I started to come to this conclusion, this awareness, I completely cut ties and let that go. As I walked away from that, as I let that go, I remember at one point I got a call, and this person was really desiring to get back together. They really cared about me. It all of a sudden brought all of this like dynamic to where then they started to understand and become aware of my own sense of value. And I'll never forget that, because it was when I completely let go and I started to choose myself, and then I started to recognize like my own sense of worth within myself, and I started to expand my social group, and I stopped putting all the attention on that. That's when the energy completely reverted.
Okay, let's talk about that real quick. He was talking about how he was focusing all his energy onto her, right? Okay, so all the energy is coming this way. What they do is they feel this, and they will continue to go about their way. Okay, so you're calling, you're texting, you're they can even just feel it and sense it. It's like a sixth sense. Okay, and I'll say that, and I'll prove that with this. Why is it that when you get over a relationship, your ex calls you? You start dating a new girl, your ex calls you. You start talking to a new girl, you start hanging out with your friends, you start, again, like what Aaron just said, you start focusing on you. They start doing, okay, let's just, do this actually. So you focus on your own energy, right? And that is like this. You're like, okay, like gym, new relationship, business, friends, what else? Anything you guys can think of, but it's you. You're focused on you. You're focused on making yourself happy. They will start, and it takes some time. Say they're looking this way, just for visual representation. Most people are visual learners, right? That's why I started doing this iPad shit, okay? And I like it. If you guys like it, let me know. So what will happen is eventually it takes time. This could take a day, couple days, couple of weeks, even a couple of months. But then they realize and do this. Start looking at you. But when you constantly do this, okay, so I'll get rid of all these. When you constantly do that, they're going to completely, they're going to keep going their way, is what I meant to say. They're going to keep going this way. Okay, they're going to keep going, living their life. But they need to feel you. They need to feel this energy disappear. They need to feel it go away, and then as soon as you start focusing on yourself, you start really caring about yourself, you know, self-care, love, you start rising up in consciousness, right? That's why we focus so hard on this. We focus hard on this right here. We focus on getting, you know, getting exactly where we want to be on this scale. Have a direction, a sense of direction, sense of purpose, right? So that's what happens. Then they begin to chase you around. So if you do this right, okay, now they're looking at you and you get to decide. Now, I don't want you to do these things so that you can just reject her, because that's an ego thing, okay? Massive ego, okay? I just want to reject her. I want her to feel how I felt. Karma's a bitch. But here's the thing. My first question to you guys is, did you deserve to be dumped? Were you lazy? Were you complacent? Were you insecure? Or a mix of both, right? Were you operating out of these bottom emotions? Okay? Somebody that I know just went through a bad breakup and he is in a bad place right now. She broke up with him because, and I told him this, again, you can't coach and teach people who are not willing to be taught. They're not ready yet. Pain is the first place you need to get to in life to be like, fuck, man. And you really start looking around at your decisions that you've made. Life is an accumulation of decisions. And this guy chose every day to play video games, to get fat as fuck, and lose his care for his body. He chose just shitty decisions. And shitty decisions eventually will get you to a really negative place, because now you feel you're going to beat yourself up, right? Because you're like, man, I got myself to a place where I know that I could be better, because we internally know if we're living up to our potential or not. We know. So when you are making the wrong decisions, you're driving your vibration down, okay? When you're making the right decisions, you're driving it up. Now, decisions, and there's called first order consequences, second order consequences, third, fourth, fifth, whatever, right? So one of those consequences is eating shitty food, okay? Feels great for 10 minutes. Then the crash hits you, or the carb overload hits you. You're like, ugh, you feel like crap. And then you regret it. The regret, that feeling of like lethargic. Again, look and pay attention to how you feel when you make shitty decisions. But then, you know, me doing this diet and working on myself lately, I've been feeling way better. Happy, right? That I'm sticking to my goals. Especially when it came to diet. Guys, I struggled with diet for a long time. You can tell, right? But for real though, seriously, I have like a sugar problem, okay? And me staying on this is the last pillar of my life where I feel like I'm the lowest. I know that I'm the lowest there in that part. So there's 6 pillars, right? So let me explain this part. So there's 6 pillars. That's a fucking piece of toast. Okay, 6 pillars: health, wealth, mindset, social circle, relationships. There's one more: skills, which is the most important one. So skills, okay, I'm doing very well in the skills department. Okay, relationship, good. Social circle, good. Mindset, very good, right? Wealth, getting there. Piece of toast. Now, wealth, I define it as how long you could live your current lifestyle with the money that you're making if you stopped coming in, okay? Health was like here for me. And it was a nagging thing. It's something that kept my vibration down. I talked to, I consider him a buddy now. His name's Cody. He was a student, but he came to me, but became like a friend. And I really like him. I think he's a great guy. I was talking to him about this a little bit. I don't know if he remembers this, but I got to a place. This is the last place that was really holding me down. And so I'm like here, and I feel like I'm about to break through and get my place to such a great vibrational level. And I feel it. Like talking about it makes me feel good, right? Because I'm going in a positive direction. But when you make shitty decisions, you're going to constantly feel like you're going in a negative direction. Then you get mad at yourself for doing it. Then it becomes this cycle of shit. Okay? And you get mad at yourself for making the wrong fucking choices. And dude, it sucks, right? So So the first skill, by the way, for anybody that wants to know, the first pillar you should work on is skills. Okay. This is why I talk about that in my mastermind. It's a very important part because you can stack your skills. So you can start with one skill. And this is how you start accumulating wealth, right? But you have to have the right mindset. Okay. You have to be good in your head, which means, like, are you a coachable person? Do you want to teach? Do you want to learn this stuff? Are you willing to learn this no matter what it takes? Okay. That's what got me success. I wanted to be successful. Okay. I wanted to be successful so bad that I was willing to do anything for it. Right. I wanted to be more successful than I wanted to breathe. I wanted to be more successful than I wanted to breathe. I didn't care. And then what that means is there's like I can't remember the motivational speakers guy, but he said that. And he said, if you want to be successful more than you want to breathe, you'll be successful. I wanted to be more successful than I wanted to breathe again. That's what got me success, because success is just energy. How much energy you put into your business, whatever it is that you do. Most people's attention spans are like this. They're like this, focused on 20 different things, and they never get far with one thing. They get like this, right? Distracted as fuck. They can't step away from their phone for more than 10 minutes. Monk mode is a must if you want to become successful. Okay. You dopamine detox, monk mode, 6 months of monk mode, hard work monk mode will get you 5 years past the people around you. You're going to skip like if you can, most of you guys have jobs, right? If you come home from your job at like 5 p.m., let's say you start at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, get home at 5. From 5 to 10, that's what you do. You do your side hustle. Then eventually, again, your 6 months of monk mode. Guys, you guys can start making a 5-figure a year income in 6 months if you tried hard enough. A relationship. Once you've let go of the old one, 6 months of approaching, dating, and learning skills. Again, skills, attraction skills, right? How do women operate? What do women look for? Learn these things, right? And then you're going to get into a great relationship. And you're going to get people that really like you and like to be around you. They like your energy. Okay? 6 months of monk mode. But what do most people do? They look like this. This is your attention, right? So if you focus on one thing, you're going to get where you want to go. My YouTube channel my YouTube channel is probably, besides my blogs, the best asset that I have, because I can just make videos and turn it on and get clients. My YouTube channel is small. It's not even big. And this YouTube channel has been able to give me the life that I've always wanted. I just took the money that I made from it, from the coaching and all that, and applied it to other things, boosted my other businesses, right? And now I'm doing my mastermind. My true goal now is to help a small group of very committed people do this. Okay? I want them to do this. And so, get rid of all of these bullshit distractions, right? Get rid of all the distractions. Get rid of all this bullshit and focus on one thing. I know I'm erasing the circle. I'll just redraw it. Focus on one thing. And whatever this is. So I just say, for the next year, business. Okay? Let's get you your membership fee back. That's the first goal. And then your business will continue to get that. So basically, the shit I taught you got me to coach you for free now. All right? That's it. That's the goal, right? And then the next year, you can do business again. Now, I'm not saying you can't get into a relationship, but a relationship will add a little bit. It'll take away from your attention. Okay? Now, what do most people do? They're gaming, Netflix, stuck on Instagram, doom scrolling, right? Watching TV, movies, fucking food, because food can make you tired, then you sleep, right? Napping and all that shit. What else? Drinking, going out on the weekends. Now, again, when you're in a good place, then go out. You're not missing out. A lot of people have FOMO, fear of missing out. Now, what is fear, guys? Fear is false expectations or false expectations appearing real. Guys, you're not missing out on anything. You're drinking and you're blacking out, acting dumb as fuck, straight goofy, right? Don't even bother, because you just get a hangover, which can last for like 3 days. First day is the worst, obviously, and you actually feel it, but then your attention span is so garbage for the next 3 days, 2-3 days, depending on how old you are. When you're really, really young, you can get it back quick, right? But when you're older, if I were to drink on a Friday and get fucked up, my weekend is fucked. Saturday, from Saturday morning to Sunday night, I am fucked. Now, I guess the healthier you are, the faster you can recover, but goddamn, it's not worth it. Okay. I hope that explains that.
And then all of a sudden that attraction was there again. Even in a different way. I've had other times, even more recently, like the last 5 or 6 years where I was in a relationship, where as soon as I took the attention off of the other person and put it on myself, the attraction like quadrupled. It was like the polarity came back. Everything shifted when I started to put the energy back on myself, and I stopped almost having like a project that I had to fix. And that, of course, implies that someone is broken. But one of the main messages from this video that I want to share with you is that when you bring the energy back to yourself, when you put the energy back in your own body, that is very attractive.
So your thoughts, guys, are energy. Okay, I'll get back to that after this.
And also, that signals to the other person your own sense of value. That signals to the other person that you value you. And that is what is extremely magnetic and extremely attractive. Another thing that it allows this other person to do is when you bring your energy back to yourself and you're focused on yourself and your own sense of self-worth, it then allows them to sit with their own energy without you projecting energy onto them.
Oh, that's powerful. Jesus Christ.
And it allows them to actually have the space to come to their own conclusions.
This is why you can't be chasing. Just like you said, they need the time and like I said, when I drew that earlier, okay? Where did I put that? Okay, when I drew that earlier, they literally have time. Let me erase this part. They have time to, like, again, they're looking this way, right? They're looking forward in life. They're doing their own thing. Okay, they're focusing on all their own shit. But eventually, come back around and look at you at some point. If you do no contact right, if you walk away and do this right, you're gonna have a much better chance. But most people chase.
Because sometimes when you're trying to control a relationship dynamic and you're projecting energy at them, they feel that. And also it's suffocating. It literally suffocates them to where they feel, I can't just be me. And what ends up happening is then they just want to push away. So it has the opposite effect where what most people do is they lean in. They want the other person to come around. They're trying to fix it when it's not something to be fixed. The best thing you can do is to walk away and give them space. Because when you give them space, they then can come to their own conclusions. They can then come to their own realizations. That also gives them an opportunity, if you guys are meant to be together, for them to miss you. How can they miss you when you're constantly projecting energy at them? How can they miss you when even though you're not physically there, you are energetically and mentally sending them energy? They can't miss you.
That's why I just said thoughts are energy, or is thoughts. A thought is energy, right? You're constantly pushing energy, right, towards them. I always make them like weirdo faces, right? You're constantly pushing energy at them, and they're going to go, ugh. Okay. Again, if you're a little skeptical about this, it's always when you do your own thing, start dating a new person, start focusing on yourself, that your ex comes back around, right? It makes sense to just pull away and focus on you, focus on your own energy, focus on improving yourself, focus on the 6 pillars. That is profound, because all you need to do is do the shit you love to do. If you don't know what you love to do, now's the time to figure it out, right? So your thoughts are energy, and the more you, and then this is why being busy is so cool. When you're busy, your energy is on you. Okay, so let's draw a new face. Your energy is on you. So when you're busy and you're focused on your goals, you're focused on your business, you should give yourself time to grieve, an hour, right? a day, maybe half an hour, 15 minutes, whatever you decide. So when you give yourself time, because most people don't know how to control their emotions and their thoughts, right? They think that they're run by their thought. I'm so hurt, right? And really what you should say is, I feel hurt. Because when you say I am, you're associating yourself with that specific emotion instead of saying I feel hurt, which is you saying, okay, I am not the emotion, but I feel this way right now. There's a big difference. So give yourself a little time to grieve the relationship and then go about your business. But most people don't have things going on in their life. Their thoughts wander. They're scatterbrained. They have no focus, no singular focus. And that's what makes the difference between successful people and not successful people.
The only way they can miss you is if you truly give them space. And the way you give them space is by realizing that the energy you're projecting at them to fix them is because you're trying to get your own needs met.
Facts.
You're trying to get them to come around so that you can increase your sense of validation, your sense of approval. The answer is to stop abandoning yourself to make others happy. Realize that what the fear is oh, if they leave me, then they abandon me, then that means I'm not good enough. But in fact, you've already abandoned yourself. Anytime you try to fix someone, you're abandoning yourself. Anytime you try to get somebody else to come around to understand your sense of self-worth and to validate you, you abandon yourself. Anytime you choose somebody else that's not choosing you, you abandon yourself. So the answer to this, stop doing that. Why are you doing that?
It's a choice. So I know that most of you guys are like, how do I do this? Okay. Again, everything comes down to your choices. So how do you choose yourself? How do you stop abandoning yourself? It's all your actions, right? Thoughts are the beginning. So thoughts, okay? And then actions, and then results. So TAR, right? Thoughts, actions, results, okay? You're going to be thinking, so you need a pattern interrupt, because when you guys are going through a breakup, you're literally going, oh, fuck. And like you're constantly thinking about them, right? So you need to go, okay, I'm thinking about them. So you need a pattern interrupt, PI, right? Pattern interrupt. Because what you need to do is you need to go, okay, I'm going to think about my goals. And it's going to be difficult to do this because your emotions are involved. See, thoughts and emotions are very closely tied together. One will start causing the other. Emotions usually will cause a lot of thoughts. So when you're going through an emotional experience, an emotional event, so what I want you guys to do, anybody who's going through a breakup right now, you're in the gym 2 times a day. I know. It's a lot. I know. Overtraining. Okay? I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. What you need to do, gym, okay, twice a day. Okay, 2 days. So the reason why is it's going to take away, it's going to get you out of your head into your body. And when you do this long enough, again, grieve the relationship for a little bit every day. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that, fellas. I'm going to tell you something right now. Man to man, it's okay to cry. It is. You're a human. You were born with that ability. And it helps purge that fucking emotion. Okay, it's all right. I give you fucking permission to cry. Don't worry about what the fuck society has to say to you. You're an individual person, and the actions that you take can impact this world. Get out of your fucking head and start taking actions. Get into your body. And then, breathe into your balls, as my buddy Cody would say. Breathe into your balls. Okay, what's that even mean? Take such a deep breath with your belly that you feel it in your nuts, like right in your pelvic floor. Okay? Get breathing. Because when you're huffing and puffing, you're taking those deep breaths, you're not thinking about your ex. You're thinking about, holy fuck, I can't breathe right now. Okay, that's why getting into the gym twice a day is, I want you to do that. You're exercising that emotion out of you. Okay? So I understand life is busy. So if you got to do one, okay, do it intensely then. Fuck yourself up. Okay? Fuck yourself up. Get in the gym. Get into your body. I want you breathing. I want you fucking breathing heavy. I want you pushing hard. And I want you screaming. When you're pushing those fucking weights, scream. I don't give a fuck the gym, okay? Whatever they say. And And if you, a cool way to exercise your anger, okay, because anger can really get you to a good place. One of my next videos coming up, I put it in the mastermind. No, I didn't put it in the mastermind yet, but it's coming. Is how to use negative energy positively. Because negative energy ain't going anywhere. It's everywhere. It's just, do you let your negative energy or you let negative energy of the world control you? That's the difference. But anyway, in the gym, huffing and puffing, going hard. Okay. No contact plus that's your best thing you can do. And obviously start making some fucking money, but I'm a fucking gym. I'm a business dude. So that's my fucking thing. But yeah, anyway, going back to this, see, this is why I love doing these reaction videos, because it brings me back. Choices. Okay. Choices. And then this right here, the R is results. So when you're in the gym, guess what? You're going to get a nicer body. And then guess what happens from there? Females will start paying more attention to you. For the ladies watching, the small, majority of you, sorry, the minority of women that watch this, you start working on that booty, the fella's going to come looking. Now, fellas, you start working on your body, the women are going to look at, you're going to get second looks. That's going to make you feel more confident. And when you feel confident, guess what? You feel better. You start feeling more courageous. Maybe I'm going to go talk to that girl. Now, I do not advocate you getting into a relationship when you're not ready. I do not think that's smart. I think that's dumb. Don't do that. But there's going to be a point where you're going to face a little bit of resistance, right? And you're going to be like, okay, I don't feel hurt from this. I don't need to grieve it every day like I was. I'm in the gym twice a day. I'm working on my business. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Then you're going to go, maybe I'm holding myself back. That happens too. So, and only you can know the answer to that. You got to know and trust your fucking gut. So what's your gut tell you? Do you think you're ready? A lot of guys think they are. Then they go out there and they're like, oh shit, I'm not ready. Then those old emotions come up, those old programs. I'm going to have a whole video on programs. Okay. I'll tie it up in a no contact relationship, letting go bow. So you guys click on my damn video, but I'll have a whole video dedicated to that. So that's basically what I had to do with my YouTube channel. Anyway, let's get back to Aaron.
Stop it. Just stop abandoning yourself for others and realize the more you choose you and the more you walk away from somebody that's not choosing you, or the more that you walk away in general and you are then in your own energy, that then also signifies to the other person that if they do desire to be in a relationship with you, they will follow you. We're all playing certain energy dynamics here in relationship. Now, I know people aren't dogs, but think about it. You got a dog. And what do? You chase the dog. The dog's like, my friend just posted a video of her boyfriend chasing the dog around the yard. The little dog's name's Jonah. It's like chasing Jonah. And chasing Jonah, the dog just runs. It's playing. It's having so much fun. But guess what happens when you walk away?
Dog chases
the dog chases you.
So that's the whole idea about men are like dogs and women cats, right? That's what that reminded me of right now. So men are like dogs, women are like cats. Huge. What do cats do? Women will literally put space between you just to see what you'll do. Are you going to act needy? Are you going to act weird? And you can address it and be like, hey babe, you okay? Like you seem off. Yeah, I'm fine. Okay, cool. Hit me back when you're cool, right? They'll say shit like, you don't care about me. Yeah, I do. I want to see you. What are you doing later? That's why you can't get fazed by women doing these things. You can't get, there's a video that I have to cover soon. It's been on my, in my tabs, but you can't get swayed by a woman's emotions. When a woman gets emotional or does any of these things, wants to test you, fucking let her. Let her. Who cares? Okay. So anyway, so when a cat wants to roam the neighborhood, as Corey Wayne would say, you literally have to let them. Now, does that mean that you should let them be with other people? No. Just when a woman decides to put some distance from you, instead of, actually I can fucking draw this. Instead of, you looking this way, this is you, right? Her. So I promise I will get better at I'm just going so fast that it looks like shit. So this is you and her, right? So then you go, okay, cool. Then you take this energy and start going back into you. Focus on your business. Your business could always use more attention from you. I promise. Your friends, meditate. Get in touch with your spiritual self. your higher self. I'm not saying be religious, prayer is powerful, but I'm not saying do that. Just meditate. When's the last time you put your phone down and just sat there and looked at your thoughts? Watch your thoughts and just go, what the fuck am I thinking? It's going to freak you out a little bit, right?
Why is that? Because people respond to the energy dynamic you're putting out. And the idea, the flawed premise is that if I walk away, they're going to they're going to leave and walk away too. When in fact, when you walk away, you signify your own sense of value, you're in your own energy field, and that dynamic signals a sense of self-respect. That is attractive. Mm-hmm. It's not guaranteed that if you walk away, by the way, that they're going to chase you. But it is guaranteed that if you walk away and you're doing it from a place of your own power, your own sense of self-worth, there is a guarantee that if that person wasn't meant to be in your life and they don't come around, then that's what it's meant to be.
Facts.
They weren't in a way the person for you.
So I have a lot of people that jump in the comments and they're like, no contact doesn't work. Walking away doesn't work. Da, 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 da. It's like, do you realize that you just put yourself in the best position that you could have? Chasing, here's what I will say. Let's talk about it later. Chasing never works. And if it does, they just pity you.
They didn't have that deep, you're saving yourself time. It's a win-win-win all the way around.
Facts.
It's funny because the belief is, if I walk away, I'll never have the love again. Now realize this, there are billions of people on the planet. If you walk away and they don't chase after you like a little puppy dog, it's okay. You're signaling your sense of self-worth, and then you're allowing space to also bring something else new into your life. You can't bring something new into your life when you're constantly worried and projecting somebody else's energy and wondering if they're going to come around. The only way you bring something new in your life is when you start choosing yourself. Choose yourself. Choose you. You're awesome. You're amazing. You just have to choose yourself. And sometimes choosing yourself means saying no and not entertaining an energy dynamic that is not a representation of your self-respect, of your self-worthiness. And the key is bringing the energy back to you. So to recap some of the most powerful concepts from this talk that's changed my life, that I think can impact you in a powerful way, is when you give someone else space, you allow them to come to their own conclusions. You allow them to, in a way, miss you. And then also, you're not sending them energy so that they can actually come to their own conclusions. So you're giving them the space, but you're not sending them energy that repels them away. And when you bring the energy back to yourself and you start choosing you and you walk away, it also is a sign of self-respect. It's a sign of self-value. It is extraordinarily attractive. And it also is a sign of self-trust and confidence within yourself, because then you're signaling to the universe that there might be something better out there for you. You're telling the universe, if you can walk away from this, then it's going to open up something else in your life. There's going to be a new level of something else that could get brought in. You attract in your life a reflection of the energy work you have done. And if you're attracting someone that's superficial, if you're attracting somebody that doesn't really choose you, then what you can do is walking away is a symbol. It is a way for you to start choosing yourself, and it is a signal to the universe that says, I don't choose this anymore. When you say no to this, you will say yes to something else.
You now make room for something better, someone better, right?
So the key to understand this whole entire process is that is what allows them to actually come back. Now, if you want to learn step by step exactly what to do energetically to bring everything back inside of your own frame, inside of your own body, so that if they're meant to come back, they will, this video right here is the next most powerful video to watch that will change your life.
Okay, go check it out, guys. It's called This Will Make Them Come Back and Beg With You to Be With Them Again, okay? Check that out. I hope you guys got value from all of this, okay? This is what I've dedicated the rest of my life to, helping people understand. Because when you, let's go back to the chart of emotions. When you get this shit right, okay? When you get this shit right here, the courage, getting back into courage, getting back here, excuse me. Getting back here is super Powerful. And then, of course, you get to experience the rest. Okay. So, guys, just so you understand, I have personally been going down a very spiritual path. I'm looking for truth. I'm looking for not, and that's not, it's not even that, because I know what my purpose is, my spiritual purpose, right? Like what am I missing? You know, I want to learn these things. And it's sort of the natural progression, because when you get all of the things in your life handled, your money's right, your relationship is right, like you start going more inward, and spirit is there, right? Or soul. There's a difference between those two, actually. I've been reading more books. And I'm going to probably have a whole channel on it. I thought I was going to go down a specific path, and I realized how it was making me feel. And I didn't want to be down a negative. I didn't want to speak down on people in a negative way. I want to uplift people. I want to take people from, like here and lift them up. And I guess awareness does help with that. But there are enough people out there, red pill guys, they do that. They do that great. They have their place, and I want my place. Even if my channel is a 20th of the size, I don't care about the amount of people that subscribe. I care about the people that I'm actually helping, right? And there are a lot of people who said to me over the years, man, like your content changed my life. That's so weird to me, like in a good way. I'm like, I made a video, like, but that's why I'm making videos like this. Way more in depth, way more deep, way more, I want to connect with you guys. I know it sounds corny as fuck, but seriously, because if I had somebody like me in my early 20s, I think I would have been in a different place, but I had to go through all that bullshit. Right. So anyway, I love you guys. Peace, love, joy, and enlightenment to you.